There's a big problem colonizing Mars that no one is talking about. The problem starts with a baby. Let's dive in. Mars is one of the deadliest adventures humans have ever attempted to endeavor. Never mind the average temperature of around -80 degrees Fahrenheit, or the fact that the atmosphere is so thin, you would start to suffocate the moment you step outside. This alone creates the need for special suits just to walk around. On top of that, Mars has massive dust storms every year that can sometimes engulf the entire planet. But even with the dust storms, deep freezing temperatures, and thin atmosphere, we're still not seeing the worst problem. Scientists believe humans will be living on Mars in our lifetimes, and probably sooner than most think. For decades, Mars has been nothing more than science fiction, but it's now quickly becoming a whole construction project. Organizations like SpaceX and others are busy quickly developing the rockets and transports needed to move the supplies to Mars right now. The main goal is not just to visit Mars, but to establish a permanent Mars colony. That's exactly where the biggest problem starts to take shape and may be overlooked. Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that a baby has just been born on Mars. A human being who has never seen Earth, never felt rain, or taken a breath of fresh air. Why is this a problem? Seems innocent enough until you start to play it out. The gravity on Mars is only 38% of Earth's. How will the human body react long-term or develop in that environment? A child spending their entire life growing up on Mars could have muscles that are weaker than average, or bones that develop differently. Or worse, a heart that adapts and develops specifically for the lower gravity. If that child were ever to try and visit Earth, they might need a specialized suit or some other help here. The higher Earth gravity could feel like a truck resting on their chest. By itself, this only raises more questions. Because when humanity builds a permanent settlement on Mars, the first Martian-born humans may develop into something new fundamentally. In other words, the first Martian-born humans may never be able to come to Earth. As the generations pass and they develop their own culture, accent, and identity, will they still think of themselves as Earthlings? Or will they eventually become just Martians? You'd see Earth, just a bright blue star in the darkness. The place where your ancestors came from. The place you've never visited that feels more like a story than home. Hundreds of years from now, historians may look back at this century as the moment humanity ceased being a one-planet species. The era when civilization spread into the solar system. And if so, the first city on Mars won't just be another colony. It would be the birthplace of a new chapter of human history. If you loved this adventure, please share, like, and subscribe to the Paradox Observatory. We need your support for more adventures. Thank you.